All right, let's talk weather. Interesting latter half of the week here across Alabama. It is mid-January, typically when we have some of the coldest air of the year, and it's going to live up to that. So frigid air is forthcoming behind a front that'll move through as we go through the day today. Not a whole lot of rain or precipitation, I guess you could say, with the two fronts that are going to come through. It's really a reinforcement of cold air. And could we see a dusting of snow? Certainly looks like a possibility. Let's break all of it down. So let's go to our future view product here today. Already seeing rain. We've seen some rain overnight. And as we go through the Alabama afternoon, this is very light, cool rain. You can see it kind of sweeping through central Alabama later this morning into the afternoon. The heaviest rain may actually be down in the Wiregrass, southeast Alabama here, where we're going to be a little bit closer to the coast and slightly higher instability values, but in general, not a big rainmaker for us. You'll see here later on this evening, this model bringing in a mix of some snow flurries there, and it's certainly possible as that cold air moves in and there's still some moisture that we could have some very light flurries, nothing of accumulation. But, you snow fans, it's something cool to see. Bigger story on the other side of this is going to be the temperatures. So let's talk about Thursday, okay? So this is Thursday at about 6 o'clock. Notice the temperatures are in the 20s. We'll get to the wind chills in just a minute. That brisk northerly wind is going to have a big influence on the day. Take a look at our temperatures at about 2, 3 o'clock. 30s for the northern half of Alabama. Low 40s for the southern half of the state. Just a frigid, January afternoon. Temperatures plummet Thursday night into Friday. Once again, we'll be in the 20s as we start the day, almost statewide. So again, another freeze for Alabama. And then Friday, take a look at that. Southwesterly winds, and we'll be close to 60 in Mobile, Monroeville, Andalusia, 55 in Dothan. Lower 50s in central Alabama, some upper 40s across the Tennessee Valley. So that's, a very, very brief period where we're going to be a little bit warmer. Let's look at how it's going to feel on Thursday. And this is I think the part that'll get people. It's not necessarily the actual temperature. We already talked about that. This is how it's going to feel through much of the day. So this is 9 o'clock in the morning tomorrow, and still in the teens through areas along and north of I-20. Mid-20s across the Wiregrass, and as that wind continues throughout the day, we're going to have a wind chill, wind chill factor that feels like apparent temperature in the 20s for, a good chunk of North Alabama. Southern Alabama feels like the 30s really all day long, so just a cold day. Let's go to some modeling, though, after this. So we talked about Friday, that, return of some warmer air. We'll get some moisture back in play, too. This is the European model, all right? So this depicting some showers coming through Friday night. This is at about 10, 11 o'clock, and you can see a band of light rain stretching from, up in North Georgia all the way down to Louisiana. And as this pushes through, cold air will follow. And I don't think we'll see any flurries with this. Still going to be too warm. Saturday morning will be in the mid-30s, some 40s. But this will be cueing in that next round of cold air, and then watch Saturday night into Sunday. Euro's starting to pick up on a little bit of perhaps light snow showers here down along that I-85 corridor from Montgomery up to LaGrange. Certainly a possibility to see some light snow falling Saturday night into Sunday. I don't expect much in the way of accumulation, but nevertheless could be something cool to see if you want to stay up late. Go into the day on Sunday, and there's no precip at all. We're actually looking at clearing skies, and once again a brutal northerly wind, and you'll feel that. Let's go to the GFS. Same time frame here. You'll see the front swinging down in here Friday evening, Friday night, and again, just like what the Euros show, that front moving through. Not a lot of precip with the GFS, at least the initial frontal passage. However, Saturday, some wraparound moisture moves in here, and there you have it. Some depiction of, once again, perhaps some light snow in central Alabama. Again, snow showers very possible, even a light dusting. I just don't think we're going to see much in the way of accumulation with this system. We just don't have a whole lot of it. So certainly no crazy snow event like we had last January. Here's a look at the European, the latest global model run of snow totals through Monday, and again, not even 1/100 of an inch being depicted here through the course of the forecast. GFS is where you're going to find maybe a little bit of luck. Down here, it's showing across southeast Alabama. How about that? But again, this is the GFS has been kind of all over the place with this. So what you want to look at is the deterministic, or the probabilistic model. And again, it's showing that there's a potential for some light snow there. Again, you have to look at ensembles. That's this. It's going to take 50 members, and it's going to put them together, averaging out all these different initialization parameters. And so far, the majority have shown snow not really a big part of the forecast, not really a big accumulation event here. So we'll keep a close eye on it as we move forward. How about the temperature trends here? Next week we're cold, but then as we look at the 8 to 14 day outlook, this will take us through next weekend and early the following week. Bit of ridging here, so this would point to the trough retreating a little bit towards the Ohio Valley, keeping the coldest air over the Great Lakes region, and the warmer air down across the southeast, the Gulf Coast. So back to some 60s perhaps as we look at the long range. So that's what we're looking at. Hope you have a wonderful Wednesday. We'll have another update as needed. Y'all have a wonderful day.